One of those. We are going to go ahead and call this special called meeting to order. Before we do roll call, I would like to first tell the public, if you need seating, the fire department will bring you a chair. If you're wanting to stand, you're more than welcome to do that. But if you would like a seat, we do have more chairs that we can bring out. So just, and if you cannot hear this at any point in time, please let us know, and we'll turn the volume up over here so everybody in this room can hear. Also, I understand tensions are high on both sides. Let's get through this meeting today without any outburst. I understand. This is frustrating, but we're here and we're going to get through this together as a community. But let's not give them any more reasons to create another council meeting next week to charge me with another charge. That being said, after the meeting, you have every right to your First Amendment right. You can express it all you want to, but in the meeting, let's keep decorum. So if the clerk will do roll call.
Mr. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Baker?
Yes.
Mr. Benj? Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Weaver?
Yes.
Okay, the first thing on the agenda is to adopt the resolution amending the charges against Mayor Weddle under the KRS 83A.0409. If the clerk will read the resolution.
Mayor Weddle, if I may.
Yes.
May I be recognized, sir?
Yes, please.
I'd like to just state an objection on the record. To the members of the City Council, I'm Carmine Icarino on behalf of Mayor Weddle. I rise today to object in the strongest possible terms to the manner in which this council has conducted itself in the lead up to the scheduled removal hearing under KRS 83A.040 next Friday. This process has been marked by confusion, contradiction, and a flagrant disregard for the statutory due process rights of Mayor Weddle. Despite the clear mandates of Kentucky law, including KRS 83A.130, which requires that an officer be given an opportunity to appear when investigations are undertaken, this council has repeatedly issued investigative demands not only to the mayor, but to the city employees without providing the mayor that opportunity. That is a clear violation of Kentucky law. Even more concerning is the council's pattern of shifting, revising, and amending the charges. First adopting them, then changing them, and now seeking to change them again to vote on new or revised charges just days before the hearing. And this weekend is, of course, a holiday weekend. This creates a moving target and deprives the mayor of a fair opportunity to respond. It also undermines the integrity of the process and raises serious questions about the council's true motives. We are further alarmed that by the council's apparent intent to hold the hearing in a courtroom, a cloistered environment chosen to prevent the public from expressing its views. If the council insists on making this process so thoroughly political as it has, then it should not hide from the political consequences. The public has a right to observe, to express itself, and to be heard, not silenced by courtroom rules designed for criminal trials, not public accountability, especially where this council intends to void and nullify the voice of the people of London through a popular election. Be advised, though, that the public will soon have its say again. This council is attempting to undo the will of the voters and remove a duly elected mayor nearly a year before an election. That timing alone calls into the question the legitimacy of this effort to remove the mayor now in a rushed, irregular, and overtly political process is to substitute the judgment of a handful of council members for that of the electorate. That is not democracy. That is an abusive process. Most egregiously, we've been made aware of that the council's attorney has suggested that the mayor may not be allowed to call witnesses in his own defense during the hearing. If true, that would represent a staggering denial of fundamental fairness and due process. To prevent an elected official from calling witnesses in a removal hearing is nothing short of authoritarian and will not withstand legal scrutiny. Accordingly, the mayor hereby objects to the following: the council's failure to comply with KRS 83A 130 and the denial of the mayor's right to appear during the council's so-called investigation, the issuance of last-minute investigative demands, which will be adopted during this meeting, is my understanding, without regard for the timing and fairness of those demands, and the demands that they will place on city staff and employees, again, with a long holiday weekend pending. This ever-changing nature of the charges and the lack of proper notice, the decision to hold the hearing in a courtroom designed to silence public expression, the council's attempt to remove the mayor in a politically motivated process just months before a scheduled election, as was mentioned earlier, and any attempt to deny the mayor the right to present evidence and full evidence and witnesses at the hearing. These objections I would request be made part of the record of the city council's special meeting on this date, and I'll provide a copy to the city clerk. The mayor reserves all rights to seek immediate legal relief should this council proceed with a removal hearing that is tainted by procedural defects, political manipulation, and further violations of Kentucky law. Thank you.
We will begin to read the resolution.
A resolution issuing amended charges of misconduct and setting a public hearing pursuant to KRS 83A.040. Whereas KRS 83A.040 sets forth applicable provisions of law for removal of any elected officer or misconduct incapacity or willful neglect. And whereas KRS 83A.040 provides that a public hearing shall be conducted with due deliberation, creation of a record of any removal hearing. And whereas, while not set forth by KRS 83A.040, the proffering of charges to be considered regarding applicable facts for which removal is sought, it is the intention of the London City Council to present Mayor Randall Weddle notice to the charges to be considered at a public hearing where the London City Council will consider his removal from office pursuant to KRS 83A.040. Therefore, it is resolved by the London City Council as follows. The pursuant of KRS 83A.040 and the London City Council, by its resolution, adopts and sets forth the following amended charges of misconduct and willful neglect against Mayor Randall Weddle. On October 1st, 2023, Mayor Weddle removed 3 members of the Housing Authority, which is questionable in itself, but acknowledged in the removal letter that he will promptly undertake the responsibility to fill the vacant position of the Housing Authority Commission, and that doing this as swiftly as possible was necessary to uphold our commitment to providing quality housing services to our community. Mayor Weddle, either through misconduct or willful neglect, failed to even attempt to appoint members to the Housing Authority from October 1st, 2023 until July 2025, and only did so after he was contacted on May 5th, 2025 by federal officials that the city was in non-compliance because of his willful neglect and inattention and failing to fill the Housing Authority's position. Waiting 19 months to take action was not as swiftly as possible and constituted willful neglect and or misconduct. When Mayor Weddle finally acted in response to the federal notification of non-compliance in July 2025, Mayor Weddle violated KRS 80.030 and KRS 80.040 by appointing members of the London Housing Authority without complying with this section, including obtaining the approval of City Council as required by KRS 83.030, and in purporting to make 4-year appointments, even though KRS 80.040 requires staggered terms. Case law in Kentucky is clear that where statutes require council approval, as KRS 80.030 does, it must be complied with to be legal. Preston versus Floyd, the mayor's defense of having these illegal appointments have some validity under the Attorney General's opinion that invoked the de facto office doctrine, where there was an honest mistake of law because of statutory publications issued in the early 1980s, but has no application here because the statute is ambiguous and there is no publication issue at issue. Mayor Weddle compounded the illegal appointments in charge of 2 by having meeting conducted illegal appointed London Housing Authority in July 2025, and that illegally constituted body made the decision and took action, including authorizing the spending of funds and hire of an attorney, all by appointees without legal title to the office, as Mayor Weddle well knew. Mayor Weddle directed London Housing Authority employees to not comply with applicable laws and regulations or misuse police presence, and/or made the statement that he was not dicking around. Mayor Weddle misused the police department and its resources to create a personal protection detail for himself and/or failed to cease a protection detail that appears designed to intimidate residents and others. Mayor Weddle refused to hold regular called and scheduled meetings of the City of London City Council, and without the permission of the majority of the City Council during the months of March, April, and May 2025 in violation of KRS 61.820. Mayor Weddle, in violation of the law, KRS 83A.060, deliberately refused to publish and prevented or delayed the timely publication of delay enacted ordinances. Mayor Weddle excused about this concern about an illegal meeting did not justify noncompliance with KRS 83A.060. Mayor Weddle violated KRS 83A.130 and ordinance 2023-10 by refusing to enforce and comply with the city's ordinance of ethics. Specifically, the mayor has refused to acknowledge that a vacancy existed more than 60 days on the Ethics Commission, permitting the remainder of the Ethics Commission to fill the vacancy, which it did not, and which Mayor Weddle illegally refused to acknowledge, to include his attempts to fill vacancies despite the inability to act. To avoid the legal result, the mayor suggested that a 60-day period was business days, even though London City Ordinance 10.003, KRS 446.04030, and United States Supreme Court precedent that makes clear days means calendar days. He also illegally took a position that he did have the notice of vacancy, even though City of London Ordinance 10.002 makes clear that the vacancy occurs at the time when it is created, not when the appointment authority has notice of it. Problematically, as the person who makes nominations for a vacancy, the mayor should have been tracking vacancies but failed to do so. Mayor Weddle wrongfully filed ethics charges against Justin Young, Kelly Green, Anthony Ortega, and Judd Weaver, knowing that the Board of Ethics did not have jurisdiction over the charges for the purposes of harassing the foregoing. The mayor has suggested that he has immunity under City Ordinance 2023-10 for good faith complaints. However, for the avoidance of all doubt, the City Council charges the mayor with bringing the charges in question without good faith, as the mayor attempted at a meeting of the Board of Ethics that he knew the board did not have jurisdiction over the charges he brought. Mayor Weddle illegally signed and executed a certain $5 million mortgage for a property located at 998 Levi Jackson Road, London, Kentucky, with Cumberland Valley National Bank and Trust Co. as the lender, without the approval of City Council and/or the violation of city's budget ordinance, and/or the Kentucky law, and/or including attempting to bind the city in future KRS 98A.030, and all which makes clear that the incurring debt and/or the liens in question is legislative function requiring City Council approval. Mayor Weddle made representation and warranties in the loan mortgage documents that he had all necessary approvals and authority to sign the documents when he did not. And if the City Council were to invalidate and note the mortgage for lack of authority, the mayor has likely exposed the city to a countersuit by the bank for fraud as a result of this representation and warranties. Mayor Weddle improperly has impeded and attempted to impede the investigation, charges, and/or disposition of the charges against him and the charges herein. Among other things, Mayor Weddle purported that the rule that charges initially brought against him required a unanimous vote, even though Kentucky Supreme Court expressly ruled otherwise. Furthermore, that these charges of misconduct or willful neglect shall come from a hearing at 9 a.m. on September 5th, 2025 at 9 a.m. at the Laurel County Judicial Center, 305 South Main Street, London, Kentucky, 40741, in courtroom Honorable Gregory Lay, and with overflow facilities to be provided. Furthermore, the London City Clerk shall cause this resolution notice of a hearing to be served upon Mayor Randall Weddle and provide certification to the council of said service. The City Council authorizes its previously hired attorneys, Christopher Weist or Conrad Cessna, to secure a court reporter service for the hearing, and authorizes these attorneys to issue subpoenas for witnesses' attendance to be issued in the name and under the authority of the City Council, including a reasonable number of subpoenas requested by the council for the mayor if Mr. Weist or Mr. Cessna deem it appropriate to do so, pursuant to KRS 83A.040. That Ashley Taylor, Acting City Clerk, and Bobby Day, Acting Chief of Police, are commanded to appear on September 5th, 2025 at 9 a.m. at the Laurel County Judicial Center, 305 South Main Street, London, Kentucky, 40741, in the courtroom of Honorable Gregory Lay, to give testimony in the matter pursuant to KRS 83A.130. The City Council appoints as hearing officer of these charges former Kentucky Supreme Court Chief Justice Joseph Lambert, and authorizes payment for his services in the amount of $400 per hour. Pursuant to KRS 61.823, the majority of the City Council hereby calls a special meeting for September 5th, 2025 at 9 a.m. at the Laurel County Judicial Center, 305 South Main Street, London, Kentucky, 40741, in the courtroom of Honorable Gregory Lay, with the amended agenda. 1, call to order. 2, a public hearing on such charges, including adoption of any hearing procedures necessary. 3, an executive session to deliberate on such charges under KRS 61.810 and/or voting on the foregoing charges, and as such, other charges as may be proffered and fixed by the penalty, including removal from office of the mayor under KRS 83A.040, setting and calling further special council meetings if necessary to fill any vacancy or to take further action to filling any such vacancy following removal of the mayor, and adjournment. The city council further directs the city clerk to provide the notice and make the posting required by KRS 61.823 for the special meeting. Introduced and adopted this 29th day of August 25th by the council in the city of London, with the following council members voting to approve the same as follows.
Mr. Mayor, if I could, want to address the council just a moment. After having heard from the mayor's attorney and his objection being placed of record, do you want to move forward with this resolution at this time, or do you wish to consult with your counsel
I will make a
before
move to
doing
accept the
so?
resolution as spoken, and
I'll second. So you, okay,
Do your roll call.
Mr. Ortega,
yes.
Mr. Young,
yes.
Mr. Baker,
Yes.
Ms. Kelly, Ms. Green, I'm sorry, Mr. Weaver.
Yes.
Okay, on to the next resolution. This is adoption of the resolution, further sworn statement materials under KRS 83A.13013. The clerk will read.
A resolution investigating aspects of the City of London, Kentucky, and directing statements to be made under oath and information and documents to be submitted to the City Council by the City Clerk. Whereas KRS 83A.130 sets forth the ability to fully investigate city government and to have sworn statements submitted to the City Council, and whereas KRS 61.872 provides records to be obtained by any person. And now therefore it is resolved by the London City Council as follows, pursuant to KRS 83A.130 and KRS 61.872. The city clerk serve a copy of the foregoing upon herself and the mayor immediately. That the city clerk submit in writing and under oath the city council and by thought and through the attorneys electronically, Chris Wiest, on or before 5 p.m. on September 3rd, 2025, with a copy electronically to the city council as follows. To the responding parties, please fully describe any directives or other instructions you were given by Mayor Weddle or anyone acting on his behalf in answering or refusing to answer any questions herein, as well as the dates, substances, and such instructions. To the city clerk, identify each executive order or other documents that reflects the appointment or removal of any member of the City of London Board of Ethics from January 1st, 2023 to present, and to include the number and other descriptions of the order, the dates of the said orders, and who removed or appointed from each order, and provide a copy of the same. Identify the full composition and membership of the City of London Board of Ethics from January 1st, 2023 to present. Identify each document that called a meeting for the City of London Board of Ethics from January 1st, 2023 to present, including the dates of the documents, who signed the document or call for meeting, and the dates of the meetings and to whom notice was provided. Identify all minutes or orders of the City of London Board of Ethics from January 1st, 2023 to present. That the city clerk provide copies of the following documents to the city council by and through its attorney electronically, Chris Weiss, on or before 5 p.m. on September 3rd, 2025, with a copy electronically to the city council. Copy of the following. Each executive order or other documents that reflect appointment or removal of any member of the City of London Board of Ethics from January 1st, 2023 to present. Each document that called a meeting of the City of London Board of Ethics from January 1st, 2023 to present. Copy of all minutes or orders of the City of London Board of Ethics from January 1st, 2023 to present. Introduced and adopted this 29th day of August, 2025 by the Council of the City of London, with the following council members voting to approve, same as follows.
I want to address the council on this same matter. You've heard from counsel for the mayor. Do you want to consult in view of those remarks and the statements with your counsel before proceeding with this?
Make a motion to approve resolution.
A second.
Weaver seconded. Mr. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Baker?
Yes.
Ms. Green? Yes. Mr. Weaver?
Yes.
Next thing on the agenda was the unsuspended ordinance number 2022-13. Did you bring a copy of that with you?
No, it should be on file. You don't have that ordinance?
We've got the ordinance, but we didn't write the agenda. Do you have it? Did you, or are you going to pass it out? You brought the other documents today.
It should be on file, but no, I do not.
So what is council, your unsuspendedness? You need a motion?
I do have a question for the city attorney. Back in 2022, it was, your recommendation was to suspend the ordinance? That's to Mr. Bryson and to you, Mayor.
I'm not here to answer your questions about what my role was in this at that time. If you had the courtesy of any
make a
reasonable
motion
person,
to
you would have
suspend
asked me that
2022.
before this, and you could have
Thank you, Larry.
let me prepare to answer that.
move-
I have trouble
I move to make a
remembering
motion.
what
Accept.
you did in 1920.
Listen to you, sir.
Can you help?
I'm sorry.
I was listening, sir.
I don't think they want to
second.
hear either of us, Anthony.
I'll second.
There's a second on the floor. Do your roll call.
Mr. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Baker?
Yes.
Ms. Green? Yes. Mr. Weaver?
Yes.
When you unsuspend the ordinance, what is your intent?
Well, my question to you, sir, is that I didn't realize that the law allowed you to suspend an ordinance.
That's what the council did at that time.
Back in 2022, before I was in.
Well, you're the one that did it. This council did, so.
Back in 2022, I was not on this council, so I was just
Well,
fixing.
and back in 2022, I wasn't mayor. I took office in 23.
What, I still need some clarification. What is your intent in unsuspending
Mr.
this
Bryson, with
ordinance?
all due respect, we're not here to answer your questions either, okay? Thank you.
can answer that.
Judd, he is the city attorney, so he can ask questions.
I would like to move, I would like to move.
Mr. Bryson,
Well,
I can answer that, sir.
yes, sir.
I can answer that.
Yeah.
So it is by my understanding that we are required by state law to have a pay and classification plan. That we are in violation for suspending the ordinance back in 2022. And I'm just trying to correct that.
Yeah. So
Council is responsible for creating.
Ma'am, could somebody?
That's why I am suspending the ordinance. That was my motion, and I'm fixing it.
You're not an attorney. Thank you. Thank you.
So the intent is to
Enact.
put a compensation plan in effect. Is that
No,
correct?
sir.
No.
No, the motion was to unsuspend.
Which,
ordinance.
which puts it into effect,
Correct.
which now you
Yeah.
have to play,
Correct.
pay
The
classification.
original one back in 2022-13.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir.
Do you all know the implications of that?
We are,
People being,
we are not in compliance currently since for the last 3 years.
do you know if people will be
For the last
making
3 years,
more
we have
or
to be in
less?
compliance. Mr. Bryson, that's why I asked you, why was it suspended? I'm just trying to be in federal compliance here. That's all I'm trying to do, sir.
The answer is council suspended.
Back in 2022. I understand that. I was not on the council back then. I'm trying to fix their error. I understand that. 3 years ago. Correct. I'm trying to fix it.
Okay, let's move to the next thing on the agenda.
In 23, yes. It was suspended in 23.
Until now to.
Did you roll call on that? That's what you did.
Yes. Yes, we're on the next one.
The next thing on the agenda is the
Thank you.
We have a motion on the floor.
we already did a roll call.
That was done.
It was unsuspended.
Yeah.
So we're going to disapprove the proponent appointments to the London Housing Authority as ordered by the mayor through the Executive Order 2025-15. What's council's pleasure on that? Got to check with the sixth council member.
Make a motion to disapprove the appointments.
I'll second.
Now, I want to, before you take roll call, you admit in your charges to me that this is going to put you in non-compliance. So council at this point is taking responsibility for the housing authority, and I want this on the record, to lose federal funding. So every family over there is going to be impacted by your decisions today, and I want this well noted. We are going. So with that being said, the removal of these appointments, you are without a board and you are taking complete authority over this, and meaning when the HUD steps in and takes funding because we do not have a board, and I understand you're impeaching me on Friday. They're going to make you the mayor on Friday, Anthony, and then you're going to become, you're going to appoint who you want, but it's clear because you guys have gotten all the records. Chris Weiss got them. You understand that the housing authority will lose its federal funding.
Mayor Weddle,
Okay, let's let the council person speak.
Mayor Weddle, had you properly appointed these people by council approval, there wouldn't be a problem today. So I want to make that very clear.
Well, there's a separate, hold on. There is a separation of powers, Judd. I appoint and you confirm. You don't appoint,
I
Judd.
understand completely, but I understand the law clearly.
No. So there's a motion.
One and two.
Let's hold decorum.
Can we,
Guys, I understand everybody's upset.
yes, please.
Emily, are you wanting to speak on this matter?
Excuse me, wouldn't this fall back on the old board at the Kentucky
That
Housing
was not
Authority?
confirmed by council? Okay.
Mayor, there's a motion on the floor.
I make a
Could
motion to
respectfully,
move.
if I could respectfully,
Not on the agenda, and I'm sorry.
well,
Okay?
I
But she's
understand that
speaking regarding this issue.
We would like
This
to,
is a special call.
this is, but I have talked to, I have. talked
She's
the
wanting to
state
speak
And the federal government.
regarding this issue.
This is a special call meeting.
Mayor, there was a motion on.
Let's hold decorum. I understand everybody's upset. Emily is she knows this the depth of this. This is going to be detrimental to the housing authority, families that are being
understand.
impacted.
I don't think you do, and this is all I'm
Yes,
gonna say.
we do understand.
Respectfully, I don't
And-
think you do.
not today. It's
No.
not on the agenda.
I want
I
you to
moved to-
understand
I moved to
these
go-
people are gonna lose their homes.
I move to discuss item number 7.
It is
I'll make a
illegal
motion.
for the money to be
Do I have a
brought down
second?
if there's not a.
I have a second on the floor.
There's a roll call.
Emily, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
The federal government, they're calling it federal agencies.
Let's hold her peace for a minute. We want to make a matter of record that council is taking the liability of families being evicted from the housing authority at this moment. We need a second for this
We already
motion.
have a second.
Now do your roll call.
Mr. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Baker?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Weaver?
Yes.
I would also like this to be on the record. There is no record in City Hall. They have done an open records request of the old board being confirmed by any council. This has been there since the 1960s. No council has confirmed one board member that's sat on there. So today, you had a legally confirmed with
That is not true.
documentation appointments from this mayor. They were to confirm so we could have a legal board over at that facility.
That's not true.
This is true, very factual. So
Next item.
they have took the responsibility for the families in those houses being evicted.
Mayor, can I say that you appointed one of those new members that serves on two boards, and in our city, you cannot serve on two boards, so we have one that is illegal, so.
Item number 7, let's hold decorum, please. Let's hold decorum. This is,
Yeah, let's move
we're
it.
going to get through this.
Okay.
Discuss and take actions on the truck bid for the Laurel County Rescue Squad.
I move to make a motion to approve.
Is Chief Allen here?
Come up and explain to the.
We have a motion on the floor by Judd Weaver.
To approve
Yeah.
the bid
Okay.
and the purchase of the rescue truck.
Do you have a second?
I'll take it.
You got a second? Do your roll call.
Mr. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Baker?
Yes.
Ms. Green? Yes. Mr. Weaver?
Yes.
Next, you have the acceptance of the resignation of the London City Council member Charles Stacy Benj.
I make a motion that we accept Stacy Benj's resignation.
Second,
Kelly seconded.
I second it.
do your roll call.
Mr. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Baker?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Weaver?
Yes.
A motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn.
Motion second.
I do have copies of the resolutions if anyone wants it.
Roll call.
Mr. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Baker?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Weaver?
Yes.
London, let them hear your voice now.
Thank you for showing up.
I want to see your vote. They go to be mayor. I need.
Last time. Like one, two?
See you later.
Enjoy your last.
That's fine. That's
So if Conrad has it,
They call me a Christian, they said, no, but you blocked me. Don't worry. Okay, let's just not tell everything.
Mr. Miller,
We can grab another one.
thank you for listening. If you're about my constituents, say this. Not one of you has listened to any. You have been amazing. Fantastic job out here. Way to stand up.
We have just like trying to figure this out.
Go make a sub.
yes, zero, I have to pay. I do not have to.
Jody may have. Yeah, didn't make it to me. I don't sign it.
Okay.
Right here, right here. Just sign this.
Nothing said on.
Well, I'm sorry you could.
The city, and he had, you read it, you heard it. He's broke the law.
Those are the allegations.
He had, you be there, come to the hearing, he's broke the law. I'm not a bitter person, I'm not just
It's not you.
to get rid of somebody.
The sooner this is done, the better it'll
And
be.
he has said terrible things about me, about child trafficking. Yes, about me. And my family. The guy is evil. And they said, you want to know what. And I tell you, I mean, I will. It's 37045. But nobody really cared to sit down and talk to the hell that I worked. And I served on, my dad was kind of and nobody, and we stayed silent. And then the said, we need to talk.
The city was speaking in London, and Cindy said, "There's the trial."
That is our prerogative to appoint him when somebody quits. But that is our statute. For me, I don't know, I know there was other people involved in that decision. And I worked with Judge, and I knew the judge was like,
There were all people, and then,
trash,
you know,
just trash.
but I pretty much. Thank you. I need to get up to Ashley. Yeah. We need to come back.
Yes, I'll have to mess with you. Somebody's got it. I guess, you know.
Oh, I said Sun City Hall. It was Caleb. That's all.
Yes.
And I'll go. I'll go to the land. Don't forget, don't worry about me.
I'll literally walk over. Here, you want to see?
Shut up. I don't remember who did.
I have it on my sheet.
Okay.
I'll fill this part in.
And Larry,
Someone was gonna get strangled right there. I was like, what?
Larry, and I've paid her a compliment. The pressure she's been in, yeah. And she has, I mean, here she's got her ball. As my father-in-law used to say, a magnanimous job. Don't ask me to spell that.
I won't.
Okay, I could barely say it, but she. And what's that do? You all were the. I don't understand. I'm going to go out through here to team. I don't have to have the basement.
No, you sign this one, so that's good.
Like,